You're running campaigns, creating newsletters, and you've built a website. Maybe it's all working brilliantly and sales are through the roof, or maybe you're getting nothing but crickets and don't know what's gone wrong. Well, whether you're looking to build on your success or turn things around, the key to understanding the way forward lies in the numbers. The numbers we're talking about? Digital marketing metrics. They reveal what's working, what's not, and where the real opportunities lie. These insights aren't just about tracking progress, they're your secret weapon for smarter decisions, better content, and campaigns that truly connect. Hi, I'm Erin from SiteGround. In today's video, we'll examine the key metrics that can help you track users' journey through the marketing funnel and help you to improve your digital marketing performance. I'm also including a cheat sheet in the description below so that you can easily refer back to each of these metrics as you start fine-tuning your digital marketing performance. But before we get started, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell so that you don't miss any of our videos. Top digital marketing metrics for tracking user journeys. To monitor, track, and guide users through the marketing funnel, you need to understand digital marketing metrics. These can be divided into different groups, such as website performance, email campaign results, and social media or ad outcome. With so many different metrics out there, it can feel a bit overwhelming to know which metrics really matter and how to actually interpret them. That's why I'm here, to sift through all the boring details and tell you only what you really need to know. With that in mind, we've compiled a list with the top digital marketing metrics that need to be on your radar. Impressions. It measures the number of times your content is displayed on various platforms, regardless of whether it was clicked or not. Impressions provide insight into the potential reach and visibility of your brand. Quite simply, it's an indicator of brand exposure. For example, if you're running a Facebook ad campaign, impressions will tell you how many times your ad appeared in users' news feeds. High impressions suggest your content is being widely viewed, which can increase brand visibility and awareness. This is also particularly valuable in campaigns aiming to establish a strong presence or introduce a new product. Conversely, low impressions might indicate limited exposure, possibly due to targeting issues or insufficient budget allocation. While impressions alone don't guarantee engagement or conversions, they are important for understanding whether your digital marketing strategy is effective and in helping you to improve reach going forward. Click-through rate. Once you've got your impressions on track, you need to put your energy toward the next fundamental digital marketing metric, the click-through rate, or simply CTR. It measures the percentage of users who see your content, whether it's an ad, email, or web page, and those users decide to click on it. It can tell you how compelling and relevant your content is to your audience. The CTR is calculated by dividing the number of clicks on a link or call to action by the number of impressions, then multiplying by 100 to get the percentage. In an email campaign, the CTR is your call to action, but it can also be used on a website level. That is, when users see a link on the web, which falls under impressions, and then they click on the link, that's what makes up the click-through rate. Indeed, the CTR shows you the difference between the amount of people who saw your content and the ones who were interested enough to click on it. For example, if an email campaign is sent to 1,000 recipients and receives 50 clicks, the CTR would be 5%. A higher CTR indicates that your audience is not only noticing your content, but is also motivated to take action, which, no surprise, is essential for driving traffic, leads, and conversions. Now, the benchmark for a CTR depends on the type of content and channel you're using. It also varies based on what you're asking the user to do. Click on a social media link, click on a CTA button in an email, or visit an article from a Google search. Since CTRs can represent different actions depending on the channel, understanding your results will require that you test and set your own benchmarks. To improve your CTR, start by making sure your calls to action are extra clear and enticing. Get specific with a CTA like, download your free guide now, instead of relatively uninspiring, click here. It's also wise to consider examining your headlines and subject lines. Catchy and direct headlines can capture attention and get users to take notice. For example, an email subject line that poses a question or offers a solution to a common problem can significantly boost CTR. When it comes to email campaigns, segmenting and personalizing your content will likely have a noticeable impact on your click-through rate. By customizing messages on user behaviors, interests, etc., it's more likely that your content will resonate and then, of course, say hello to more clicks. Sessions. A session starts when someone lands on your site and ends when they leave or stay inactive for an extended period of time. Think of a session as a container for all the activities a user performs on your site within a set time frame. During a session, they might check out a few pages or perform a search or add some items to their cart. And obviously, the more sessions, the better. This metric is especially helpful because it not only reflects the effectiveness of your marketing efforts by reflecting visits to your site, but also serves as a foundation for other metrics like conversion rates and engagement. So, how to improve this metric? You can implement a slew of different strategies, such as optimizing your website for search engines, creating engaging and shareable content, leveraging social media platforms, and using targeted advertising campaigns. Speaking of, if you're curious to learn more tactics on how to drive free traffic to your website and attract even more visitors, make sure to check out our video below. Pageviews. It measures the total number of times a web page is loaded or reloaded in a browser. Unlike sessions, which count each visitor within a time frame once, Pageviews can include the same user multiple times, in that a single visitor can view multiple pages during their session. Pageviews provide insight into the overall interest in your content. For example, if the average page on your website receives 100 page views a month, but then you have this killer blog post that is receiving 1,000 page views a month, it's a pretty good indicator that people are really feeling the content in that particular post. Indeed, these higher page views can indicate better engagement and, of course, hopefully a whole bunch more conversions. But don't be fooled. While high page views can be very good news, they don't necessarily mean that users are absolutely loving your content. And that's where our next metric comes in: average time on page. This metric measures the amount of time a visitor spends on a specific web page during a single session. To put it simply, it helps us understand if those 1,000 visitors actually like what they're seeing. Not surprisingly, a high average time on page suggests that users like the content. As a result, you can assume that you targeted the right audience and they are finding your information relevant and compelling. On the flip side, if they leave the page quickly, it could mean you missed the mark with your audience, set the wrong expectations, or that your content just isn't cutting it. Or sadly, it could just mean that your site or that page just aren't user-friendly. Here are a few things you can do to improve. First, ensure that your content is well-organized, informative, and visually appealing. For example, rather than going overboard with heaps of text, consider sprinkling in images, videos, and infographics that capture users' attention and encourage them to stay longer. Next, make sure your website is easy to use, including quick load times and mobile responsiveness. A slow or non-responsive site can frustrate users, leading to shorter sessions. Nobody wants that. So for additional tips on speeding up your website, check out our video in the description below. Another smart strategy for improving time on page is to implement interactive elements such as quizzes, polls, or comment sections that can encourage users to spend more time on your site. Engagement rate. Social media is a metric-filled world of its own. So instead of average time on page, we've got the engagement rate. These metrics are similar in that they both help you gauge if users are connecting with your content. While average time on page tells you how long visitors are sticking around on a particular page, the engagement rate tracks how people are interacting with a social media post. That is, whether they're liking, sharing, commenting, or clicking it. Both metrics give you valuable insight into whether your content is or isn't resonating with your audience. The engagement rate is typically calculated by dividing the total number of interactions, such as likes, comments, shares, and clicks, by the total reach or impressions. For example, if a social media post receives 100 interactions and reaches 1,000 people, the engagement rate would be 10%. A high engagement rate suggests that your content is compelling and relevant. The result? A stronger connection with your audience, which will, fingers crossed, lead to increased brand loyalty and advocacy. On the contrary, a low engagement rate may indicate that your content just isn't getting the job done. So it's time to go back to the drawing board to reevaluate your strategy so that your content better speaks to your audience. To improve engagement rate, it's helpful to create content that inspires curiosity and interaction. For instance, a behind-the-scenes video that showcases your brand's background can help draw people in and feel more connected to your brand. Or you can incorporate interactive elements, such as a live Q&A session, that can prompt users to actively participate. For example, live Instagram sessions where followers can ask questions in real time. It's personal and informative. You can also leverage user-generated content. Encourage your audience to share their experiences with your brand. Customer stories or testimonials can not only increase engagement, but also build trust and authenticity. If customers need a little nudge to share, consider giving a discount, doing a giveaway, or offering some other incentive. At the end of the day, all these strategies can help you up your engagement rate, which will add to your overall digital marketing performance. Bounce rate. This metric indicates the percentage of visitors who leave your website after only visiting a single page. In other words, it reflects the proportion of single-page visits or sessions where the user doesn't engage beyond the initial page. For instance, if your homepage receives 1,000 visits and 600 of those visitors leave without clicking to another page, your bounce rate would be 60%. You also might feel a little discouraged. This high bounce rate could suggest that users just aren't finding what they're looking for, or that the content isn't interesting enough to invite further exploration. But that's okay, there are ways to fix this. To reduce bounce rate, focus on creating a seamless and thoughtful start-to-finish user experience. That begins with making sure that your website loads quickly, as slow load times can frustrate visitors and lead to immediate exits. Improving site navigation can also help lower bounce rates. A clear, intuitive menu structure allows users to easily find related content, encouraging them to investigate further. Also, try to incorporate internal links within your content to guide visitors to other relevant pages, keeping them interacting for longer, and hopefully, moving them just a bit closer to conversion. Well-placed CTAs can also encourage users to take the next step, whether it's reading another article, signing up for a newsletter, or making a purchase. By making it easy and inviting for visitors to engage, you'll lower your bounce rate and keep users on your site. Conversion rate. Let's assume we've crafted the perfect CTA. Site visitors are clicking. Yay! This is the moment when all your efforts pay off. A smooth user experience, compelling content, and strategic CTAs that have all worked together to drive action and conversions. It's important to note that a conversion doesn't just represent a transaction, but rather the completion of a desired action. As such, the conversion rate represents the percentage of visitors who take that specific action on your website. This action could be anything from making a purchase to signing up for a newsletter, downloading a resource, or filling out a contact form. They are the result of connecting with your audience, meeting their needs, and guiding them through the customer journey. And that's why conversion rates are among the most important digital marketing metrics to keep an eye on. The conversion rate is calculated by dividing the number of conversions by the total number of visitors and multiplying by 100 to get a percentage. For example, if your website receives 1,000 visitors in a month and 50 of them complete a purchase, your conversion rate would be 5%. A low conversion rate indicates that while visitors are reaching your content, they're not taking your desired actions. But why? This could mean your content isn't hitting the mark when it comes to persuading users to convert. Maybe it doesn't quite align with what they're looking for, or your CTAs aren't doing the job. They might be unclear, not in the right spot, or just not compelling enough to get users to take action. To improve conversion rates, quite simply fix these things. One of the best places to start is by making sure that your destination pages and landing pages are aligned with the expectations set by your ads or search results. Beyond that, make sure that your landing pages are strategically designed with a strong and precise call to action. We have a whole video on landing pages with tips on CTAs and more, so make sure you check it out. Average order value. Now that you've got a handle on conversion rates, let's shift the focus to average order value, or AOV. This metric tells you how much, on average, customers are spending each time they place an order. To calculate the AOV, simply divide your total revenue by the number of orders over a set period. Understanding the AOV matters because it directly impacts revenue. A higher AOV means more revenue per transaction, which can significantly enhance overall profitability without having to actually increase the number of customers. It also provides insight into customer purchasing behavior and can indicate the effectiveness of pricing strategies, product bundling, and upselling efforts. It basically tells you how much customers are spending on your website or app. Put this knowledge into action by analyzing the AOV to identify opportunities for encouraging customers to spend more per transaction. These can include targeted promotions or improved product recommendations. For example, if your AOV is $30 and you sell t-shirts at $20, you can offer free shipping on orders over $40. This way, you will incentivize customers to spend more. Repeat purchase rate. Buying once is nice, but return buyers are even better. That's where the repeat purchase rate comes in. It measures the percentage of customers who return to make additional purchases after their initial transaction. RPR, as it's called, is calculated by dividing the number of repeat customers by the total number of customers, then multiplying by 100 to express it as a percentage. It reflects customer loyalty and satisfaction and indicates how well a business retains its customer base. A high repeat purchase rate suggests that customers are satisfied with their experience and are likely to continue buying from the brand. A low rate may signal issues with product quality, customer service, or overall experience, highlighting areas for improvement to enhance customer retention and loyalty. Not surprisingly then, a great way to improve this rate is by implementing a customer loyalty program. It could reward repeat purchases with discounts, points, or exclusive offers. Also go the extra mile to make sure your customers feel valued and understood by personalizing communications and recommendations. Meanwhile, customer surveys can be a great way to not only signal that you care about what customers think, but also to improve your products and processes to better suit what they want. Customer lifetime value. Customers are converting, spending, and coming back for more. Now, how can we put a value on that? Well, with the customer lifetime value, or CLV. It estimates the total revenue a business can expect from a single customer account throughout their entire relationship with the company. If a customer spends an average of $100 per year and remains loyal to your brand for 5 years, their CLV would be $500. In other words, it gives you an overview of how much a new customer will bring. A higher CLV, of course, indicates that customers are generating more revenue over time, which is essential for sustainable growth and strategic planning. So it should come as no surprise that to increase your CLV, you'll want to put special attention on improving customer satisfaction and loyalty. We've already discussed this a bit with previous metrics like the repeat purchase rate, but the idea here is obviously to keep customers extra happy and over the long haul. Think exceptional customer service, personalized experiences, loyalty programs, and a robust customer support system or CRM tool that help improve processes and strengthen customer relationships. And like with the average order value, think about how you can smartly upsell and cross-sell with complementary or premium products or services. As you can see, all of these metrics really play together, and if you strategically tweak different levers, you can vastly improve your overall results. Cost per click. If you've done everything right, you're surely swimming in sales by now. But are you profitable? Let's look at some key digital metrics that help you determine this. Let's start with cost per click, or CPC. It's a fundamental metric that measures the amount you pay each time a user clicks on your ad. CPC is a critical component of pay-per-click advertising models such as Google Ads or Facebook ads, and helps you understand the financial efficiency of your campaigns. For example, if you spend $100 on an ad campaign and receive 200 clicks, your CPC would be 50 cents. A high CPC means that you're paying more for each user who clicks on your ad, which can quickly deplete your advertising budget, especially if those clicks do not lead to conversions. This may indicate high competition for keywords, or that your ad relevance and quality score need improvement, or you know that your ad just really isn't all that great. Sorry, but true. A low CPC often reflects well-optimized ad campaigns with relevant content and effective targeting strategies. So naturally, to optimize CPC, you're going to focus on just that, making sure your ads are extra relevant and smartly targeted. Depending on the channel you're using to run ads, you may wish to do keyword research to make sure you're using words that are both relevant and cost-effective. Next, craft compelling ad copy. Your ads should have clear, enticing headlines and descriptions that resonate with your target audience. For instance, highlighting unique selling points or special offers can increase click rates and reduce costs. Cost per lead. Assuming your CPC is successfully getting you clicks and conversions, the next KPI we need to check is the cost per lead, or CPL. It represents the average amount you spend to acquire a single lead, providing insight into the efficiency of your marketing efforts and in generating new leads. For example, if you spend $500 on a campaign and acquire 50 leads, your your CPL would be $10. This metric doesn't track the people who clicked on your ad, but rather the ones who took action, like booking a demo or downloading a guide. A lower CPL means your marketing strategies are attracting potential customers efficiently, which is super important for maintaining profitability and scaling your business. If your cost per click looks promising, but conversions aren't so hot and you're also blowing through your budget, then the issue likely lies with your cost per lead. A low cost per click means you're attracting traffic efficiently, but if your cost per lead is high, it suggests that while people are clicking, they're not converting into leads as effectively as they should be. Hence, the dwindling budget and not many leads to show for it. To improve your CPL, ensure that your landing pages are optimized for conversions with clear calls to action and value propositions that speak to your audience. For instance, offering a free ebook or a discount in exchange for contact information can be a great way to incentivize users to become leads. These types of offers provide immediate value, making it more likely that visitors will take the next step and share their details, ultimately helping to lower your CPL and boost conversions. Customer acquisition cost. With our CPL on track, there's one more cost metric to analyze: customer acquisition cost, or CAC. It measures the total expense incurred to acquire a new customer and includes all marketing and sales expenses, such as advertising costs, salaries, software, and any other resources used to convert prospects into customers. It basically tells you whether your campaigns are profitable or not. CAC shows you the actual cost of a customer. For example, if your company invests $10,000 in a month to acquire 100 new customers, your CAC would be $100. So if your average order value is $500, that's great news. Your campaign is profitable. Just make sure to factor in product costs and other expenses to get the full picture. A high CAC relative to customer life value tells you that your business is spending a significant amount to acquire each new customer. This makes profitability a challenge and could mean that your targeting, messaging, or channel selection needs optimization to attract customers more cost-effectively. On the other hand, a low CAC means you are efficiently acquiring customers at a lower cost, which can increase your profit margins and allow for reinvestment in growth initiatives or in that holiday you've been wanting to plan on a magical tropical island. Your call. Improving your CAC comes down to making sure you're reaching legitimately qualified leads. Do this by leaning on your website and email analytics so that you can better understand your customers' behavior and preferences. From there, adjust your messages, offers, and ads accordingly. You can also reduce your CAC by optimizing your conversion rate, which we discussed earlier. Lastly, don't forget a digital marketing favorite: email marketing. By nurturing your leads with targeted, valuable, and ongoing communication, you can guide them straight through the sales funnel and to the checkout cart, and all at a low cost that helps reduce your CAC. Return on investment. We're probably all at least a little familiar with return on investment. ROI, as it's called, is an essential performance indicator for any business. It evaluates the profitability of your marketing efforts by comparing the revenue generated to the costs incurred. Return on investment is calculated by subtracting the cost of the investment from the total revenue earned, then dividing that result by the cost of the investment and multiplying by 100 to express it as a percentage. Let's say that you spend $1,000 on a marketing campaign and generate $5,000 in revenue. Then your return on investment would be 400%. A higher ROI indicates that your marketing efforts are doing the job, bringing in more cash relative to the cost. A low or even negative ROI, on the other hand, is a real bummer because it obviously tells us that what we're doing simply isn't working. That means it's time to reassess your marketing tactics so that your budget is more efficiently used to get better results. To improve return on investment, set clear, measurable marketing goals for your campaigns so that every dollar is dialed with your business objectives. This might involve targeting specific customer segments or focusing on high-impact channels. Not sure who those customer segments or high-impact channels should be? Turn to data analytics by leveraging tools like Google Analytics or CRM systems. They will help you gain deeper insights into customer behavior and campaign performance, allowing you to smartly refine your strategies so that you can allocate resources more efficiently. You can also experiment with different ad formats, messaging, or promotional offers that can lead to better engagement and conversion rates, and of course, a better ROI. Long story short, get creative and get strategic. How to manage tracking marketing metrics. It's one thing to track your metrics individually and adjust reactively, but real success happens when you have a proactive plan. Here are some important considerations to keep in mind as you develop an approach. First things first, you'll need a powerful tracking tool such as Google Analytics and Google Search Console, or even your own website platform panel. We don't have time to go through each of these now, but we can make a video for you if you think it would be useful. Let us know in the comments. When you make a plan to tackle your tracking, be sure to set SMART goals. And we don't just mean smart, like intelligent. We mean the acronym SMART. That is, set goals that are specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. Define clear benchmarks to measure your success by comparing your metrics against industry averages or past results, giving you a clear sense of what's working and where to improve. Make a plan to perform regular reporting, whether weekly or monthly or quarterly, to keep track of progress and adjust strategies as needed. Commit to continually making improvements by experimenting with different versions of your ads, emails, or landing pages to see which ones perform best. Now that you're a digital marketing metrics expert and you've learned how to track and improve key performance indicators, don't forget to grab our free cheat sheet in the description below. It'll help you keep your expertise fresh and to follow through with making a real difference in your business. Start analyzing and tweaking your metrics and let us know in the comments below which ones you managed to improve and how. If you enjoyed our video, don't forget to hit the bell icon and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more useful videos. See you next time.